Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Hair Gardener, and today I am going to show you how I grew this pineapple right here using a pineapple that I bought at the grocery store. I'm going to first start off by saying this was just a fun experiment. This is by no means a way for you to grow many pineapples and harvest the fruit. It's just for fun. It took me probably 4 to 5 years for this plant to produce a pineapple. So obviously not something that you're going to get a lot of pineapples from, which is fine. Like I said, it was just for fun. I didn't expect it to produce a pineapple at all, so I was very surprised when this year it did produce one. I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, growing zone 7. So this pineapple has to come inside every year. If you are living somewhere where it is much warmer, you may get your plant to produce a pineapple much faster. If you're somewhere closer to the equator, where you get a lot more warmth. But here in Pennsylvania, again, growing it as a novelty plant, I have to bring it in every year to protect it from the freezing winters. So it is October here in Philadelphia, and I've now decided it is time to harvest this pineapple because I have to bring that plant in soon, and I thought I would start another new plant. And what better way to start a new plant would be to use this one right here. So let's get a closer look at what this plant looks like and what the pineapple looks like, and I will show you how easy it is to grow a plant, a pineapple plant, using a fresh pineapple like this one right here. So I want to start a new plant, and I will point out this pineapple is still pretty small, but I can't see that it's going to grow much more as we're going into fall. But I want to point out how beautiful the top of this plant is, top of the pineapple rather, and this is the part that we're going to use to make a new pineapple plant. Of course, it did not travel from far away, and it was not being banged around in the grocery store, so the top portion is looking quite beautiful. And here comes the moment where I am going to cut this pineapple off, and we are going to use the top portion here to make a new pineapple. So this is what you usually pick up at the grocery store, and this is what we're going to use to grow the new plant. So earlier when I was cutting off the pineapple, you probably noticed there are 2 smaller pineapple plants that are already in this pot, and there's actually a 3rd one right here. I have this growing, and then there's one on the side. So I'm not going to get rid of this main pineapple plant altogether, but I am going to trim off, come in here and cut back the main pineapple plant just to make it a little bit easier to have inside, because as you can see, it's quite big. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off, and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what the pineapple looks like after it's haircut, and I think it looks great. I know it's a little drastic, but once these get a little bit larger and these other ones grow in, I think this is gonna look pretty nice. Now that I've harvested my pineapple, I am going to show you how to take a pineapple just like this one. Of course, you got yours from the grocery store or wherever you buy pineapples. And I will show you how you can grow the top portion of this pineapple into a large plant like you just saw. It is super easy. So I had this pineapple sitting inside for a few days just to allow it to ripen a little bit. Actually, it's been like a week. So I'm sure you noticed it went from green to this nice yellow color. So hopefully we are going to be able to eat this and enjoy it. But right now I am going to cut the top off, and it doesn't matter exactly where you cut this off. Maybe like a half an inch or a quarter of an inch from where the base of the plant stops. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Well, the good news is I can smell the pineapple and it smells really good, and I'm excited to eat that. So the next step that you want to do is you're going to come in here, peel off all of this pineapple, and now I'm going to remove these lower leaves, and I'm probably going to take off quite a few of these, as you're going to see here. So I'm just going to go around pulling these off. Thankfully, this pineapple is not too sharp. Normally, I would be getting poked by now. So I'm going to take off a good amount of these. And what we're doing is exposing this area right here. And this is actually where we're going to see the roots appear. So I think we're going to stop right there and come in here and just clean this up a little bit more. And we're going to have to do a little bit of weighting here. So I usually have about 3/4 of an inch of this area right here exposed. I think that looks good. There are two ways to root a pineapple top. You can either stick this portion right here in water. You don't want the whole plant like up in here submerged. You want the water line to come up here. So you can either do that in a vase of water or a cup of water, and you will start to see the roots appear. And the other option, which is the one that I am going to do, is to put rooting hormone powder right around the base here and stick it directly into the ground without rooting it first. So this is the rooting hormone powder that I'm talking about. You can get it online. I got this at Walmart. It looks just like baby powder or flour. And what I'm going to do is just coat the outer portion of this exposed plant and then stick it directly in the soil. But before we can do that, before we can do the rooting hormone method or even putting it in water method, we now need to let this plant and this part that we've exposed dry and kind of callus over for a few days. So the ideal range is 2 to 7 days to allow this to dry out, and then we will move on to the next step. All right, it's been about a week and the bottom portion of this pineapple is completely dried out, and it has this nice callus that has been created by drying on the outside of the plant here, which is what we want. So all I'm going to do now is take this rooting hormone, which I showed you earlier, I'm just gonna dip the whole bottom of this right into the rooting hormone. I like to be very generous with the rooting hormone. Gonna tap any excess off, and all I'm gonna do is just stick it in this pot here with my other pineapple plants. So I think all of these pineapples look great together here in this one large pot. You could of course put them in individual pots, but I just like the way this looks as a grouping. So this is everything. One side note, I am doing this in the fall. Winter is right around the corner, and I do recommend, if you are trying to grow your own pineapple in the method that I'm showing you, that maybe you do it in the spring or summer, because the natural heat of outside, or if you live somewhere that's hot all year round, you could do it whenever, but I live somewhere where we have the 4 seasons. It's better to do it when it's hot outside, because the heat promotes growth, and it will root for you a lot better. I just harvested my pineapple, so now is the time. Now is really the best time or only time for me to do this. I think it will be fine. I have grown pineapples using both methods, the one I just showed you, and the other method where you put the base of the pineapple in water and allow it to root first. But I'm very excited. I think these are going to do great, and I hope you follow along so you can see what these pineapple plants look like in the future. All right guys, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this video interesting or informative, please don't forget to click like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Have a great day.